Right, hey guys, what is going on? My name is Ben and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a production studio tour. So this is my studio for 2020. So let's jump straight in. Also, it's going to look a lot wider than it is in person because I'm going to be using my Canon 10 to 18mm lens, so it will look wider than it actually is because the room is quite small, especially if you're watching this on a big 60, 70-inch TV, which I know you're probably not, you're probably watching on your phone, but yeah. So as you first walk in, you're literally greeted with the room itself. First, I'm going to show you this, my nice new bathroom. I know it's pretty nice, isn't it? So if you remember in the last video I did, this wasn't like this. This is all new and it's nice and fancy and I like it now. So this is where I shit and shower and shave my bum. Even though I've not shaved my bum in a while. I know, pretty odd. Just coming back out, I've got my clapperboard on my wall and the light switch to the bathroom itself. I've got a radiator which I use for underpants normally. I just store stuff on it because I don't need it for my towel anymore because my actual towel radiator actually works. Next to that, I've got my wardrobe with all my clothes in and a lot of boxes on top of it, which is nice and fancy, isn't it? Just pretty cool. Next to that, I've got my drawers with my TV on. I don't really use a TV, really, because Chromecast, probably about it. But I've got other ways of listening to music, so... because that's all I used it for, and the sound on it isn't that good. And you might notice that the soundbar has disappeared, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Front of that, I've just got some moisturising creams and other stuff I got over Christmas, so the other day. Pretty cool. A box cutter because I'm solid, not because I stab people, but because I need it. But not because I stab people, but because I need it. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but you know. I've got a pouch with all of my cutty things in and shavies and pluckers and stuff. And down by the side of it, I've got a fire extinguisher to put out fires, but I don't think it's like valid. I think it might have like passed its expiry date, just saying. Got a little tin with like a knockoff GoPro thing in. A box with some lights in that I don't use, but I got them free because I complained on Amazon and sent the other ones back. So they said, oh, we'll send you another one that should work, but they don't work. Then I've got a bag with a load of old razors in. Don't know why they're in here, but they are. Next to that, I've got my light stand with some weights on, which runs up to a grip head thing, and then which runs across a boom pole, which runs to my microphone with a blue XLR cable on it. It's just a newer, I'm gonna call it newer, like boom pole. So it's nothing special, but it's probably the cheapest one you can find on Amazon. They're obviously, like I mentioned, they're held down with some actual dumbbells. I've had them dumbbells for years, and I had no space for the actual thing that they were stood on, so I thought, oh, I'll use them as counterweights because it says we're buying sandbags. Next to that, I've got my little briefcase thing for my Zhiyun Crane V2. I'm a bit annoyed because I've bought a new lens, but the new lens is heavier than the camera body, so it makes it so I can't really use the camera with that lens, but it works with other lenses, so I might upgrade to the Ronin M, but I might not at the same time. I might just take the lens back because, like I said, there's some things on the front of it which you don't notice in the actual image, but I noticed just looking at it. Next to that, I've got the same light stand with dumbbells on it, which runs up to my Godox SL60W, and with newer softbox on it. The softbox is pretty crap, but the light itself is actually pretty decent. It's what I've used to light up my face for the past like year or so, half a year. Depending on if I put it back, there is also a light stand with the one of my YN360 Mark IIs, which you can actually see in the background of the video there, with an extension lead that power because the batteries aren't that powerful. Next to that is a bed, nice big bed, new bed, so that's cool for all the that's where all the goes down with all the females. Next to that I got some little unit thing with some paper stuck on top of it because I originally intended to have it as a battery charging station, but then I upgraded all my desk stuff, so I moved the iMac that were originally just on the desk to over here, and I'm now using it as a server. I'm just using it as a server, which just so I can put all my old files and stuff on it, and that's pretty much all I use it for. It's got like the keyboard and a mouse next to it because the trackpad stuff's pretty poo, so I don't really use a trackpad. What else have we got over there? Should know. And also I've got like some, and in the drawers itself, the top one's just full of stuff, and the bottom one's just full of stuff. Next to that, I've got like a case thing for my laptop, which I took off because it were annoying me because it's big. Yeah. Next to that, I've got a fan. Don't use it because it's winter, so yeah. I had to move it in here for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. Next to that is my old Amazon Basics tripod, which I don't really use apart from to balance my Zhiyun Crane 2 itself, because the little tripod that come with it didn't come with the adapter to make it fit the hole, which is a bit daft, but ah well. Then we actually moved to the desk itself. Next to the desk, I've got 2 bottles of Dr Pepper and a bottle of Coke. Normally I have 6 bottles, because I can buy 6 for £6, because I am smart in the brain. Moving next we have the desk, which is just the same shitty IKEA desk. On the side of it, it's got an LED strip, and there's also like a sticky outy thing, which is actually a cupboard lock, but I've used it as a headphone hanger, even though I don't hang headphones on it because it's on the wrong side of the desk, because I did it originally when the desks were the other way around. But ah well, it's just, yeah. And then next to that, I've got all my camera gear, minus the 10-18 lens and the Canon 70D, because I'm currently using them to record. I've got all my other lenses and all the batteries for the 600D, which I don't use because the 600D is not as good. The 600D is just going to be used as like a secondary camera. Say if I'm doing like a shoot, I'll have like a more zoomed in lens, so I can just swap cameras. I did that when I did a wedding last November. It worked out okay, but not as good quality. So next to that, you've got a array of cables which are around a dual monitor mount, which are also attached to some which are attached to 2 monitors. I've got the Dell 23-inch HD monitors. They were cheap, they were about 50 quid each. They originally come with stands, and I knew that I wanted to have one vertical, and I wanted one like normal as well, because otherwise it just seemed a bit odd. Also next, oh yeah, and the LED strip from that was what was originally around the sofa, which is actually what used to be where this desk now is, if you remember watching the previous setup tours. Also, there is a big black long thing, which is a soundbar, which used to be behind the TV, which I didn't used to use, but now I use it because I bought a cable which literally transferred it from the big 6mm jack to the RCA, I think it is. Yeah, and that also has a subwoofer, so it's nice and bassy, but I'm not allowed to use it because you're making too much noise. On top of that, I've literally just got a hard drive which is plugged into one of the monitors, because the monitors have USB ports, which is pretty cool. And I've also got my Google Home. Now you better not be listening, you little slut. In front of that, I've got a cup and a hole. Well, you might notice all them wires coming out of the front of it. That's because I originally had a hole there, but then I realised that was probably stupid. But well, I needed to cover it up because I literally got a massive gaping hole in my desk. I've also got a cup, which my sister did me when I was about 10. Don't know why I've still got it. I just do, because I'm hard. I've also got some post-it notes. At the front of the desk, I've got my MacBook Pro and obviously the 2 monitors, which I've already mentioned. I usually have my phone and the volume remote for the soundbar. Depending if I've moved it, there should be the second YN360 Lite, which is just on the Manfrotto Pixie Evo. New, that's the purple one, nice and cool purple. At the side of the desk, I've got drilled into the desk the Rode PSA 1, which is just a desk like suspension mount, which then goes to a shock mount thing, which has got the Audio-Technica 803035, which is a discontinued microphone, but my 2020 stopped working, so I took it back because it had 24 months warranty from CEX, and they just gave me my money back, which was pretty sick because it was like a year later. And that's pretty much it. Under the right hand side of the desk, there's also the Behringer UMC 22 audio interface. It's probably not that good. Well, it isn't that good, but it does the job for outputting sound to the soundbar thing and picking up my XLR connection thing. But there's definitely probably better ones that you can get, because that were literally like 30 quid. I might upgrade to the Scarlett. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, let me know by leaving a like on it. If there's anything you think I could improve or get that would make it even better, like proper studio monitors, which is something I want to do, but there's no point until I move house to my own house, because it's too late. It's 9 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock at night. You can't have music on now. I also really want to paint the walls as well, so that's what I want to do. And get new curtains. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to let me know by leaving a big fat like on it. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. New content coming 2020. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm Ben, and I have shown you my room because I'm really cool.